What kind of stuff did you guys do to bond off sets?
We hung out.
Like what?
Yeah, we didn't ever have much time. Our time spent hanging out was at like 2 a.m. The only time we weren't filming.
We ate wings.
So we, of course, we're just doing puzzles.
There was tequila and Taco Tuesdays at the hotel we were at, which was quite nice.
And what kind of puzzles? Crossword puzzles?
I was, we didn't do puzzles.
No,
we just hung out a lot at late times and nights, so I was trying to make us seem like we were responsible.
What advice would you give to your characters if you could speak to them?
I would say to think things through more and take your time and be honest. Probably a lot more, but I'll end it there.
Okay.
But you can never be perfect. Don't try to control everything, and occasionally take a chill pill.
Okay. It was a female director for this film, Jenny Gage. Was that important to you to pick a woman, or was she just the best person for the job?
No, it was definitely a conscious effort that we made. We met with all types of directors, but it was really important because the story is told from Tessa's point of view. So it felt like it just made the most sense and would be the best version of it if we had the female gaze.
And Joe, I read that you thought it was cool what Jenny brought to it, particularly in certain scenes. She added things, a little bit of a feminist touch. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, it would be little things. Like, there's a scene where Hardin and Tessa are running through the library, and like Tessa's meant to trip, and then Hardin helps her up, and she's like, we don't need that. Like, she can run on her own. And it was even things like she added a condom in the sex scene, and that's so important to see safe sex represented on screen, especially when you have a film that a lot of young people are going to be watching. So she just made a lot of little revisions to the film which were very feminist and very important.
So there were scenes that were cut from the book. How did you all make the choice which scenes to cut? Come on.
Well, it's a really long book, so it just, honestly, most of the things were for timing. Some of the stuff, like when characters were smaller or they just weren't there, it's just for timing, especially with like Zed's character, which I'm sure I'm going to get asked about a lot. But we can't have, I felt like, and a lot of us felt like, in one film, it would be a lot to have her start with Noah, then she's with Hardin, then she's with Zed. The story has to be about Hardin and Tessa. So some cuts were easier than others, but some of the things we're hoping to have time in sequels, if you guys like the film and see it, to make up for. But honestly, it's so much about timing. So it wasn't really like we had to cut this because of really anything except for timing.
I know that you got one of the infinity tattoos during the shoot, isn't that right?
No, well, I had the infinity tattoo, but I got
a second one?
What's that thing called? Clapboard.
Ah.
I got a clapboard with another member of the cast, but I had the infinity.
Sam got the infinity one.
Yeah, Sam got the infinity and the clapboard. He's dedicated.
Okay. What was it like for you, Hero, the prep work to have all the tattoos? How much like makeup and prep time did that take you?
I think about two hours in total, but some days, if we had some of the tattoos on, they'd last until the next day, so we'd only have to put so many on. But I think it was 2 hours from start to finish.
That's how long my makeup took.
Yeah, and then makeup on top of that, so like 2.5. But yeah, I just get to sit there. It was our lovely makeup lady, Ellen, who had to do the hard work. So.
Do you guys have any funny stories from the sets where there's ever a moment where, like, you know, you couldn't stop laughing, or you
Clearly, we don't, because we keep struggling to to think of these anecdotes.
Yeah, well, I think it's because things that are funny to us, and like when we repeat them, we realize they're really not funny to anyone else. What did we?
You had to be there.
Yeah, because everything that when we would say a funny story, it didn't land ever.
And like we'd say it once and everyone knows it, so we're not going to tell you the snake story again.
Yeah, freaking snake story.
I've heard that. So.
We landed on something with like Dylan.
Dylan and Sam were just pretty funny in general. It was lots of look. Selma was funny.
It really was really funny. We just can't think of like things that actually make sense without.
the context.
The
bike.
I fell over a few times. There was a scene where I was like running through the mud, and it was with me and Dylan, and it was the breakup scene, which you've all seen. And I run down the mud, and then I slip, and then I land on the back of my hand, and I get this huge streak of mud all down like the back of my pants and my shirt and everything.
The Afternators in Atlanta. Were there lots of fans there when you guys were out shooting? Did you have run-ins with fans?
Yeah, there were. There were a perfectly manageable amount. It wasn't too overwhelming. There were definitely some. And we did a book signing while we were there, didn't we? So a lot of fans came to that, but I think it was the perfect balance of perfect number of supportive fans, but not, you know, not too many that it kind of distracted us from the work.
Have you guys already had any crazy run-ins with fans, or maybe something a little over the top that you weren't expecting that happened from a fan?
I wouldn't really say like crazy, just because I think people show their dedication and passion differently, and it can be like overwhelming when they are like in the like presence of the filming. But I wouldn't say crazy. I don't like when like the term crazy when it comes to fans, because there's so many different levels of it.
But anything, maybe something that a fan said that struck you the most or sticks with you even today that you think of sometimes when you're feeling down, or?
Yes.
Huh?
Harden would die for Tessa!
Who was that?
In New York, there was like, it's this girl named Lexi, and she just like screamed it during the signing. We were like, where did that come from? She also tweets it every day to remind everyone. Yeah.
Anything from a fan that you'll remember that struck you?
Well, yeah, that too. We've had a lot of lovely comments, but no, nothing. I don't think anything's been, you know, absurd or.
I think when some people talk about like the toxic relationship, they say there could be a toxic relationship. Do you guys see any truth to that or no?
I'm not worried that anyone who saw this film is going to think that.
I also think it's just such a like general term to use. Is like there's so many different ways to behave with your emotions. If I was gonna write books about happy, perfect couples, I would be bored out of my mind. So I'm never gonna write that kind of story, and it's not, my job is to put it out there, and if people find it toxic, then there's a lot of other books they can read, but I'm never gonna write a book that has perfect, flawless characters. It's not realistic.
How about Hero and Josephine? When you guys first met, do you remember your first impressions of each other?
Yeah,
Hey.
we met in the hotel lobby about a week, was it about just over a week before filming, and we went to a dinner with the director and producers, and had a little head start being able to meet each other a bit before, because we obviously hadn't all hung out yet. So no, it was nice to have that head start.